Welcome to The Explainer. Okay, let's just jump right into it. Have you ever noticed how our culture is literally obsessed with anti-aging? I mean, we're constantly being sold these ridiculously expensive serums, totally complicated skincare routines, and basically told that youth is just something you can buy in a bottle. But today we're diving into a really radical idea from some fascinating source material on human vitality. We are talking about the psychological fountain of youth. Because the core premise here, it's that anti-aging isn't just about what you're slathering on your skin, it is fundamentally about your mind.
Think about it for a second. Have you ever met someone who looks way younger than their actual age? Picture that specific person in your life right now. You know, maybe they're pushing 60, but they just radiate this boundless energy and presence of someone half their age. You look at them and you gotta wonder, okay, what is their secret? Well, we're gonna break down exactly what creates that timeless glow. And I promise you, looking at the sources, it's really not just good genetics or getting lucky.
So, there's a massive difference here between physical anti-aging and psychological anti-aging. On the one hand, you've got the standard surface-level stuff, right? The creams, the clinical procedures, the genetic lottery. But on the flip side, we have psychological anti-aging. And this is all about how we think, how we feel, and how we actually interact with life itself. The source material reveals the psychological reasons why some people literally seem to defy time. We've organized these insights into 3 foundational pillars. And honestly, if you can master these, you're essentially carrying the secret fountain of youth right inside of you.
Let's start with Pillar 1, the mind. This is the foundation of our internal dialogue and our stress responses.
Okay, there is this profound biological truth that we almost always ignore. Your brain literally listens to the words you feed it. Think about someone who's constantly telling themselves, man, I'm old. I'm so tired, I just can't do this anymore. The sources point out that they aren't just dampening their own spirit. They are slowly carving those exact words into their posture and their skin. Their face literally mirrors the heaviness of their thoughts. But conversely, when you plant seeds of confidence, when you whisper to yourself that you've got more to give, your body actually responds to that. Your face softens, your energy rises, and your spirit stays incredibly light. It's like magic, but it's biology.
And when that mental state turns negative, it translates directly into hard biology, specifically cortisol. Now, we know it as a stress hormone, but you can really think of it as a biological aging serum. It eats away at your vitality like rust on a piece of metal. You know, chronic tension, constantly frowning, carrying the literal weight of the world on your shoulders, that doesn't just make you feel emotionally drained. It silently robs you of your physical youth because it actively breaks down the collagen in your skin, leaving it thinner and way less resilient. When your body is just constantly drowning in cortisol, your skin loses its natural plumpness and your eyes just kind of lose their spark.
To put that into perspective, imagine 2 people facing the exact same life storm, the exact same challenges, heartbreaks, responsibilities. Person A completely panics, drowns in worry, and lets the storm just destroy them from the inside out. Person B, they take a deep breath, they stay calm, and they trust that the storm is going to pass. Now, who do you think ages faster? For sure, it's person A. Mastering the art of release and choosing peace over chaos, it's a biological imperative if you want to protect your youth.
Moving right along to Pillar 2, the heart. This is all about passion, joy, and the emotional baggage we carry. Here's something super fascinating. When you live with passion, your brain literally becomes a chemical factory for youth. Living with purpose floods your system with these very specific youth-preserving chemicals: dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins. And look, passion doesn't mean you have to be rich or famous, right? It's simply having a reason to wake up in the morning, a reason to grow or create or help others. When your soul is actually excited about life, these chemicals get released right into your bloodstream. They keep your cells youthful, they strengthen your posture, and they give your face this timeless brightness that just radiates from the inside out.
It really comes down to this. Joy sculpts beauty, while bitterness sculpts decay. Smiling often isn't just about changing your mood. It actively relaxes your facial muscles and alters your biology. It makes your heart beat stronger. Laughter literally slows down the aging process on a cellular level. On the flip side, just look at someone who lives in a state of constant resentment. Their jaw is always clenched, their face is tight, and that chronic anger, it carves permanent lines of exhaustion right into their skin. Every single moment spent in bitterness is stealing a little bit more of your physical youth.
I want you to think of the past as a heavy backpack filled with stones. Every regret, every betrayal, every past heartbreak, it's literally another stone in that bag. And if you refuse to take off that backpack, the sheer compounding weight of it will eventually bend your posture, it'll slow your walk, and it will dull your eyes. Holding on to the past absolutely ages you. If you want to look younger, you have to consciously choose not to let those scars define you. You actually have to set the heavy backpack down.
I really want to pause for a second, just to let this sink in. Youth has very little to do with how many birthdays you've had. Youth is about how much weight you carry in your heart. That is so powerful. True freedom and ageless beauty come from stepping entirely into the present moment. Walking with open hands rather than clenched fists. When you finally release the past, you walk straighter, you breathe so much deeper, and you glow with a kind of ageless beauty that no cosmetic surgery could ever replicate.
Which brings us to pillar 3, the world, our external environment and our ongoing interactions with it. Okay, so your environment is literally the air your soul breathes. You could have an absolutely bulletproof mindset, but if you spend all your time hanging around toxic, negative people, your energy is inevitably going to drop. Negativity is 100% contagious. Other people's drama and gossip will seep into your mind and eventually etch stress lines onto your face that don't even belong to you. Guarding your circle and surrounding yourself with people who actually inspire growth, it's like drinking pure, fresh water for your soul.
And there's a really simple cycle to continuous growth here. Stay curious, ask questions, and try new things. The result? Your spirit expands. People who maintain this kind of childlike wonder, the ones who are still learning, reading, traveling, taking risks, they keep their hearts wide open. Every single time they try something new, their spirit expands instead of shrinking, and that keeps their bodies absolutely buzzing with energy and vitality.
So here it is, the greatest anti-aging secret of all. The body feels old only when the mind decides it has nothing left to learn. The absolute fastest way to grow old isn't the ticking of the clock. It's the exact moment you say, well, I've seen it all, I've learned enough. Because when the mind stays intensely curious and the soul stays open to the unknown, the body naturally follows with strength and vitality. Refusing to stop evolving, that is the true fountain of youth.
So I want to leave you with a direct challenge right now. Which of these traits are you going to strengthen today? Are you going to start guarding your inner dialogue? Maybe find a renewed sense of passion? Or is today the day you finally set down that heavy backpack of past regrets? Remember, your age might be strictly written on your ID, but your soul decides how old you really look. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Until next time, keep learning, keep evolving, and keep growing.